I love. Well, at least I like it. And that topic is Litecoin. Why am I talking about Litecoin? Well, as you know, if you've ever watched my videos about it, it is a rare asset. Right? 4 times as many coins as Bitcoin, which is still not a lot, considering the population of the planet is 8.2 billion people, and there's only a max cap of 84 million Litecoin. So, barely enough for every millionaire and billionaire. Right? And certainly not enough for even a very small percentage of the population. And yet, despite the fact that it has all the same technological advantages of Bitcoin, the only difference being possibly the number of nodes that mine it and secure it. That's not a very big difference because most Bitcoin miners also mine Litecoin. The net effect of that decentralized cryptocurrency distribution and technology distribution is better, in my opinion, than Bitcoin right now, because you can get Litecoin for about 1%, slightly more than 1%, sorry, 1/10 of 1%, 1/10 of 1%, 0.01 Bitcoin, 0.001 Bitcoin, that's the number. That's about $70 for a Litecoin versus 65K or whatever for a Bitcoin. So just slightly over 1/1000th of a Bitcoin gets you 1 Litecoin. Now, why is that interesting? Again, it has all the same tech qualities, all the same uncensorable, public ledger, immutable, divisible, portable. Got all those wonderful attributes that Bitcoin has, literally every one of them. And it has all the same code as Bitcoin in terms of all the core code. And any changes that happen on Bitcoin are first tested on Litecoin, because that is, after all, the technical reason it was created by Charlie Lee. So why should you own an asset that's only worth 1/1000th of the big guy? Well, maybe if you would have been listening to me earlier this month, when I literally told you to look at the depths of Litecoin when it was sub $60, and you look at it now, or over the last week and the last few days, when it hit over $70, maybe you'd realize the rate of return on an investment, on a trade really, or a series of trades, would have generated about twice as much, even a bit more, than the returns on Bitcoin. Meaning, say your goal is to stack Satoshis or stack Bitcoins. Okay? Well, you can do that either by trading Bitcoin, or you can do that by trading an altcoin or any other thing. Well, if I told you can make $1 a day profit trading Bitcoin, or you can make $2 a day profit trading Litecoin, which one would you choose? And if at the end of that trading session, you can easily convert that profit from Litecoin to Bitcoin, just to grow your stack, because you think it's, more stable than whatever, and better longer term returns or whatever for you, well, then which would you choose? For me, it's kind of obvious, right? For me, it's a no-brainer. Right? I use alts to trade and make bigger gains, and then at the end of the trading session, I stack my profits into Bitcoins. That's my personal take on it. Now you can say, well, what if Bitcoin has one of those 10% days or 20% days and Litecoin only goes up 5% or 2% or it doesn't go up at all? Yeah, that can happen. But as a low time frame invest trader, I don't really care. Right? And if you hold any amount of Bitcoin or whatever, if that's what your high goal is, when you just hold that asset, it doesn't matter if you're trading it or not, right? The value is going to go up or down based on the market. But when you're trading, when you're making your gains on trades with a cheaper asset, first of all, you can make more returns because they'll usually be more volatile. And when you trade volatility, that's what you want, right? You could be trading Solana, you could be trading even BNB, or you could be trading XRP, or any of the top 20, even 50 or 100 coins are liquid enough to trade for most people. Now, would I say go down to number 100 and pick that, whatever it is? No, I probably wouldn't. I generally have a very small number of coins at this point that I like to trade. More than one or two, maybe, but certainly less than 100. Because I find it to be an annoying headache that is not necessarily worth the effort. Because, when you have a life, you don't want to just spend your whole day doing that. Right? And if you've got, look, the advantage of having your portfolio spread very thin across 100 assets or more is that none of them are probably going to be a significant portion of your portfolio. Wonderful. So none of them will have a huge difference and will make a huge difference in your life if anything goes wonky overnight. That's true too. But then you may as well hold index funds. Or, you can also just as easily take the 6 to 12, typically somewhere in that range, assets that tend to do the best rate of return overall. And this is trackable. And keep those. Now, will there be volatility among them? Well, they're cryptocurrencies, of course there will be. And is it possible that if you have 100 different assets in crypto, that there might be a very volatile move and suddenly all of them tank if you're not watching carefully? Yeah, absolutely. So why not diversify more? Or why have less diversification? Again, it's a matter of personal choice and management style and how you like to manage things. I like to see things all at once at a glance without having to worry about 100 different assets, which is honestly a pain. I mean, it's okay. It's something, it's perfectly fine if you're a working trader at some prop shop and they give you, the crypto fund to manage. Then yeah, sure, you're going to invest or trade a lot of different coins, right? Hundreds of them at least, right? But if you're just trading for yourself and you're just trading with your own funds and you don't want to only do that 24 hours a day and not do anything else because you have other responsibilities in life, I find it easier to have a very short table, whatever that number is. And I find that Litecoin is really one of the better assets to use for all the reasons I've just outlined. And that's why I highly recommend doing that. Litecoin for the win. Because of the rate of returns. And that's it. All right. Happy trading. See ya.